Hello friends, welcome to C++ programming video tutorials series. In the previous video tutorial, we understood how to create a new C++ project inside Code Blocks IDE. In this video tutorial, I would like to discuss Hello World program in CPP. We understand the essential code required to display Hello World in the console window. If I say build and run, it is displaying Hello World in the console window, guys. I hit enter to close. The first line of code we have hash include. In pair of angle brackets, IO stream is written. Let's understand what is the meaning of this line of code. Any statement that begins with hash symbol indicates it is a preprocessor statement. It must be handled by preprocessor. Any statement that begins with a hash symbol indicates it is a preprocessor statement. It must be handled by preprocessor. Hash include is one of the preprocessor directive. There are many other preprocessor directives available in C++. Hash include, hash define, hash if defined, hash if not defined, hash endif, hash error, etc. are examples for preprocessor directives, guys. Hash include is one of the preprocessor directive. It tells to the preprocessor to locate the given header file within the CPP library. If it is available, then include it inside CPP file. Why it tells to locate the given header file within the CPP library? Because pair of angle brackets indicate locate the given header file inside the CPP library. Pair of angle brackets indicate locate the given header file within the CPP library, guys. Here we have written hash include. In pair of angle brackets we have written IO stream. What is the meaning of this line of code? Hash include is a preprocessor directive. It tells to the preprocessor to locate the IO stream header file within the CPP library. If it is available, then include it inside the main.cpp, guys. I hope you understood what is the meaning of this line of code. Why should we include IO stream header file? Because to use cout object, cin object, etc. inside our CPP program, we must include IO stream file in the beginning of the source code because they are declared inside IO stream file, guys. Here we are using cout object. It is declared inside the IO stream file. To use cout in our program, we have to include IO stream header file, guys. I right click on cout object, say find declaration of cout. You can see that it is taking us to IO stream file. Inside the IO stream file, cout object, cin object, cerr object, clog object, etc. are declared, guys. To use these objects inside our CPP file, we must include IO stream file in the beginning of the source code. Understood? IO stream stands for input output stream. IO stands for input output, guys. Next statement we have using namespace std semicolon. Using namespace std semicolon. Let's understand what is the meaning of that statement. There are two reasons for writing using namespace std semicolon. The first reason is the most commonly used cout object, cin object, endl object are wrapped inside std namespace, guys. Cout object is wrapped inside std namespace, cin object is wrapped inside std namespace, endl object is wrapped inside std namespace. That is the reason we have to write using namespace std semicolon in the beginning, guys. Let me go to code block. I go to IO stream file. Here we have cin, cout, cerr, clog. They all are wrapped inside std namespace, guys. Let me go to main.cpp. Here we have endl. I right click on it, say find declaration of endl. You can see that endl is available in the ostream header file. Ostream header file is already included in the IO stream header file. So we need not to include ostream header file again in the main.cpp. If we include IO stream header file, automatically ostream header file and istream header file both are included, guys. That means whatever available in ostream header file we can use in our main.cpp. Whatever available in istream we can include it inside the main.cpp, guys. Understanding? Endl is available in the ostream. If you carefully observe, it is also wrapped inside std namespace guys. So to use cout object endl object, we have to say using namespace std semicolon. If you want, you can skip this statement guys, you can delete it. If you delete, how do you use a cout object endl object which are available inside the std namespace guys? We have to prefix the cout with std colon. We have to prefix endl with std colon guys. So every object which is available inside the std namespace must be prefixed with std colon guys. If I say build and run, the program runs successfully, we get the hello world displayed. So there is no problem, we can skip this using namespace std. If you skip writing using namespace std semicolon, then you must prefix cout object, cin object, endl object with std colon guys. Understanding? If you do not want to prefix the std colon, to use cin object, cout object, endl object without prefixing std colon, then we must write the statement using namespace std semicolon before the main function. That is the second reason guys. So we have to write here using namespace std semicolon. Then we can remove std colon. If I say build and run, the program runs successfully guys. I hit enter to close. I hope you guys have clearly understood why do we write using namespace std semicolon. Next we have main function definition guys. We have int main pair of parentheses, pair of flower brackets. Inside that we have return 0 semicolon return guys. Let's understand the main function definition. Main is a function. A name followed by pair of parentheses indicates it is a function in C++ guys. Main is a function. As the name itself indicating, it is the main function for every CPP application. Main function is main function for every CPP application. Execution of any CPP program or an application begins at main function guys. If we say build and run, where the program execution begins? At the main function guys. Understanding? Next we have int return. What is int? Int is the return type of main function, which indicates the type of value main function is returning to the operating system. Int indicates the type of value the main function is returning to the operating system. We have written here return 0. What is 0? 0 is the integer value, right? That's the reason we write here int. Return 0 semicolon indicates the program has got executed successfully without any errors. If any errors found, then the compiler itself sends non-zero integer value to the operating system, indicating there is an error in the program. Here we have return 0, right? It is returning 0 to the operating system, indicating that the program has executed successfully without any error. You can see that it is telling here process terminated with status 0. Process terminated with status 0 means the program has executed successfully without any errors. If you see some other integer value here, then you should understand there is a error in the code. First we have to remove the error and then build and run the code guys. I hope you guys have clearly understood. Next we have pair of flower brackets. Pair of flower brackets indicates block of code used to group one or more statements. Here we have pair of flower brackets which indicates block of code meant to group one or more statements guys. The opening flower bracket indicates beginning of the main function. Closing flower bracket indicates end of the main function. Opening flower bracket indicates beginning of the main function. Closing flower bracket indicates end of the main function. From here to here we have the main function guys. Understood? Let's proceed further, get more information. Next we have cout, pair of less than symbols. In between pair of double quotations we have written hello world. Again we have pair of less than symbols. Then we have endl, then we have semicolon. What is cout? Cout stands for console output. Cout is a built-in object guys. It is linked to the standard output, that is console window. Cout is linked to the console window guys. It displays the given value inside the console window. What is happening here? Cout is displaying this hello world in the console window, and then it is displaying the new line guys. Endl is responsible for moving the cursor to the next line. Let's proceed further. Pair of less than symbols. Pair of less than symbols is the insertion operator or put to operator, guys. It inserts or puts the content on the right hand side to the object on the left hand side. What this operator does? It puts the content on the right hand side to the object on the left hand side. What it does? It puts the given hello world in the cout object, and what cout object does? It displays the given hello world in the console window, guys. That's what the work of the insertion operator or put to operator, guys. Next we have endl. Endl means end line. What it does? It moves the cursor to the next line so that subsequent output begins on the new fresh line. It is something like a /n in C programming language, guys. It just moves the cursor to the next line. I go to code block. I am going to copy this line of code and paste down. If I say build and run, you see that it is going to display hello world on the next line, right? I hit enter to close. If I remove this endl and say build and run, you can see that the second hello world is displayed beside the previous hello world. If I have to move this hello world to the next line, I should write here less than endl, guys. Endl is responsible for moving the cursor to the next line so that the subsequent output displayed on the new fresh line, guys. If I say build and run, again the hello world is displayed on the next line. Understanding? I hit enter to close. Let's proceed further. Next we have semicolon symbol. It indicates end of instruction or statement. Semicolon symbol in C++ programming language is equivalent to full stop in English language, guys. Full stop indicates end of the statement, right? In C++ programming language, semicolon indicates end of the instruction or end of the statement, guys. Every CPP instruction or a statement must be end with semicolon symbol. I hope you guys have clearly understood the essential code required to display hello world program in the CPP. Let's have a brief summary. Hash include IO stream tells to the preprocessor to include IO stream header file within the main.cpp so that we can use cout, endl, etc. They are defined inside the IO stream header file. We have tried using namespace std semicolon because cout, endl, cin, etc. are defined or wrapped inside the std namespace. Main is a function where the program execution begins. Int is the return type of the main function, which indicates the main function is returning an integer value. Return 0 indicates the program has executed successfully. It returns 0 to the operating system. Pair of flower brackets indicates block of code meant to group one or more statements. Cout is responsible for displaying the given value in the console window. Insertion operator inserts or puts the right hand side value on the left hand side object. Endl moves the cursor to the next line, and every C++ statement must end with a semicolon, guys. That's it, guys, for this video tutorial. I hope you guys have clearly understood. I suggest you people to watch this video again and again, understand everything clearly, try the code yourself, experiment with more examples. In the upcoming video tutorials, we are going to discuss more about C++ programming language. For more benefits and be up to date, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to like, comment and share these videos with others so that everyone will get benefited. Keep learning, keep coding, keep sharing. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. See you in the next tutorial.